I saw your story, bro, and I was like, "Holy crap, Bong. You're doing great things, bro."
Hey, thank
Like
you, man.
me and Gabe were actually talking about his weight loss journey
Oh yeah, he has.
when he first did it in high school. He went down to
Okay.
160. He went from 215 to 160. And
Oh
then he
wow.
like life happened. Then he lost it, went off it, and then he went back up to 230, found jujitsu, went back on a diet, and then now he's living a more healthy, active life,
Yeah, he looks like
So
it for sure.
yeah, so we were just talking about that. We were just talking about that, and he was just like letting us know like what's his method of like his mindset on losing weight, and even you, like you went through a phase in your life where it's hard.
Oh yeah, bro.
Every day you gotta earn it, you know what I mean? And
Yes, yes.
and I want to start there, Bong. Like, what was your mindset when you first started your weight loss journey?
Oh man, when I first started my weight loss journey, that was back in 2012. That was like my biggest. And dude, to be honest, bro, I was sick of being friend zoned. I was like I was born 10 pound, 10 ounces. I don't remember the last time I weighed under 200 pounds, even as a sixth grader. I know I was like a big boy already. Elementary school, middle school, high school, after high school, like that's when I got really lazy. I was into lifting weights, but no extensive cardio. I ate whatever I wanted, and I ballooned up to 360 pounds. And I'd be lifting weights and stuff like that, and I walk around but like man, I get winded. My legs would chafe. All the girls, like, they look at me as a teddy bear. I was like, man, F this, I gotta make some changes. I gotta make some changes. I was tired of being that big guy that I guess no one really took seriously. And
So did you
yeah.
really like in that mindset, right? When you were going through your process and seeing all that, and then you starting to actually like put into play the activities that you needed to put into place and the consistency you needed to put in, and then that's consistency too with food. You have to watch everything. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Making sure you're hitting your meals, making sure you're hitting the gym at the proper time. How was your mindset? Like, did you want to break at one point and be like, dude, this is like super hard?
Yes, yes, man, it felt like I would never get under 300 pounds. Like from the journey from 360 to getting to like 290 or 280 felt like, dude, it felt forever, bro. Like you wake up, you're 314, you wake up, you're 316, you wake up, you're 313, you wake up, you're back to 316. And it's like, dude, how much longer do I have to keep doing this? Uh, it felt like such a long journey. But that's what jujitsu teaches us, right? You just keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
You just got to keep going, and keep going and keep going. And man, praise be to God, it's working out well.
So was that incorporating jujitsu in your workout plan?
Uh, yes, that I think that's dude. Jiu-jitsu is one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest catalysts in my health and lifestyle change. It was really humbling, man, because like I said, I was 350, 360 pounds. I could push some weight. But then when I first went into a jujitsu class, bro, during the warm-ups and they said jog around the mat, I couldn't even jog one round around the mat, dude.
Dang.
I couldn't, not even one round, going up and down the mats, doing high kicks to stretch the hamstrings. I was getting gassed out. 150-pound guys were just like putting me in triangles, and I'm trying to I didn't know what a guard was, right? So I'm just trying to smash them down. I couldn't do anything, and I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, oh, excuse my language. I'm like, holy cow, this is very, very humbling.
Dang. You see what I mean? How did you overcome that? Like, cause when you're working out, and a lot of people don't understand this. When you're working out, you're in a calorie deficit, and then you try to go do jujitsu. Jujitsu feels twice as hard than if you were able to eat. and you're able to drink, you're able to do like whatever you want the whole day, you know? You're like, "Oh yeah, I'm good." You know, you're stretched out, warmed up because the whole day, but being in a calorie deficit and then like probably you're probably what getting like 2, 3 workouts before you go to jujitsu?
Yeah, yeah. During that time, I was younger. I was a bachelor, didn't have any wife or children. So, train twice a day, workout before that, workout after that. I'm trying to incorporate fasting during the time. So I was definitely in a calorie deficit. And, man, first of all, I got to give it to God's grace, right? Because none of this would have been possible without his grace. And I would listen to a lot of Elliot Hulse at the time, a lot of motivational talks and stuff from Elliot Hulse. So I think that helped me get through it a lot. But man, after that, I'm beat, dude. Like I'm just in bed all day. Like I'm so tired.
I bet, dude. So let's talk about your jujitsu journey, man. Like let's I want to start from the beginning when you
Hmm.
first started and where you're at, where you're going now, and what do you have plans like for the future?
Oh, I see. When I first started jujitsu, I don't think like I was so big and unathletic. I don't think I ever planned to be like a competitor or even until now. I don't really plan to compete so much, but I fell in love with the martial art because jujitsu has gotten me through like the worst days of my life, bro. And I'm sure you can relate to some of this, right? It gets us through some of the worst days. And every belt level was like a different challenge, right? White belt, of course, was the obesity challenge, right? Getting to the habit. The hardest belt to get is the white belt, bro. Like
Getting
to
to the
fit.
gym's the hard part.
Yeah, right. To just get yourself started in this sport where everybody's already more advanced than you. Like you're gonna beat a nail for a very very long time before you become anything like a hammer. But so yeah, that's the white belt, right? And then blue belt. I lost my brother, and bro, the morning I lost him, and this wasn't the type of. It was an unexpected one. It was an unexpected one, right? I get a call in the morning and I find out that he's gone. And I was the only one on island at the time. My parents were off island. They were doing some medical stuff. My oldest brother, he's in the military, so he wasn't around. And I'm like, dude, I just felt so lost. I felt super lost. I just waited until the dojo opened and I went to train. I didn't tell anybody what was going on. I just went to train. And purple belt, I lost my dad. Same thing. Went to train. And brown belt, I get hit with a well, purple belt, I became a dad and I lost my dad. So that was a very big belt for me. And then brown belt, I get hit with an illness, right? I was diagnosed with cancer. And I'm like, man, if it wasn't for jujitsu and being taught the idea of being comfortable, being uncomfortable, like I probably would have lost my mind by now.
Yeah.
Like it gets us through so much, and like honestly, I think about it like at brown belt now. There's a part of me that wants to compete, but I have two young kids, and I kind of want to prioritize their jujitsu first. And I'm like, okay, maybe a black belt and stuff like that. So there's a part of me that wants to compete, but there's a part of me that knows I need to train no matter what. Even if it's twice a week, just get my mat time in, clear the mind, face some demons, and dude, I just become a better person on and off the mats, dude. My wife knows, like, when I don't train for like 3 weeks to a month, I'm like super agitated. I'm cranky, and then there's nights I come home from open mat and I just hug her so hard, and I'm so loving. She's like, you should go train more often.
No, part hey, dude, Bong, I'm the same way, bro. I took a week, so I did the Denver Open, and then I was like, you know what, I got to take a week off because I got American nationals coming up in Vegas, and I was like, I'm gonna go back to the torture round. So I'm like, dude, I gotta take a week off just to spend time with my family and the kids, and so I took a week off. But bro, it feels so weird because the sun is going down. I'm like, dude, I'm usually at training at this time, like
Mm,
I'm
yeah,
not home right now. I'm like, what am I doing? And
yeah.
and it does something to your mind, bro, like, when you are away from the mats from a very long time, your mind starts to wander, and then you start to go on social media, and you're like, oh man, they were there, he was there, oh man," you get,
Mm,
like, that FOMO, that missing out on that
Yeah.
camaraderie, you know, and this not a lot of people understand that, but I was telling this one girl, her name's Saudry, she trains at the school I train at. She's a hobbyist, you know, she's a white belt, very smart lady. And she said something. She was like, I I can't come as much, but I want to come as much. I want to come more because this is very good for me because I like being around this. I said, then you need to prioritize your mental health.
Mm,
Jiu-jitsu is your mental health. You know what I mean? And I tell people,
yeah.
if you're not in jujitsu to compete, you're not into jujitsu to like go out there be a world champion, and
Mhm.
you're in jujitsu for mental health community, and you just want to get away from society, you know what I mean? And this is your outlet, and it's
Yes.
okay. This is a good outlet, you know. And I tell people, I'm like, you don't have to compete. You don't have to become a world title champion. Like, you being around the sport is enough, and is your mental health by the end of the day. So Bong, dude, I understand, dude, like 100%. I get the same exact way, and when my wife knows when I'm on edge, when I'm like, yo, I just done the military, left, right, left, telling me what to do, and I want to just go do jujitsu because that's something I want to do, and I can't do
Yes.
that, and I get very like very lost in my own mind. Like, dude, this is wild. But then when you go back, it just like kind of goes away, and that's how it is when I'm at jujitsu. All my mind, everything, all the problems, everything that I have, once I step on those mats is like gone. I'll deal
Mm,
with it later. Like, no one
yeah.
exists. What exists is like I'm about to I'm about to put myself to something hard, and I'm just gonna go and have fun.
I've seen
It's
reels
wild.
like that where, I guess it shows a guy, he's putting on his gi and he putting on his belt and he's walking onto the mats and, like, there's all this background noise, like, going on in his head, and then the minute he bows and his foot hits the mats, it's just quiet. And like, "Oh, shoot, I totally understand that, dude." Like, it's something that, only a jujitsu practitioner would experience, you know?
So what gym are you training at right now?
Right now, I'm over at Heights Academy with
Oh,
Professor Omar
perfect.
and
Oh,
Professor
yes,
Terrence.
yes. Yeah, that's where Kyle went there too, and he opened a subliminal Kyle
Oh,
Moffness.
yes, Kyle Moffness.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah,
recently.
yeah.
Very
He opened his
awesome.
own school.
Congratulations to him. Yeah.
He opened his own school in, I think he's in I don't know what part of the Middle East. He's in, like, he's not in the Middle East, he's, like, in France or Italy or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
didn't open
even
up
know
here in
where
the
he's
United
at. Yeah.
States, but no, that's good, man. And, you know, with Terrence and Omar, like I said, they have a lot of people over there that are everyday practitioners, you know? They're everyday practitioners. Omar and Terrence don't really promote the competition side, you know what I mean? But they do have competition, like, people that train there, and they're really good. But
Mhm.
they're more like community, family,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like mental health, you know what I mean? And that structure is very hard to find because either there's either you're training heavy for a tournament team or you're full on hobbyist team.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? And them, they were able to integrate all of it, you know what I mean? Which is really fascinating because I watched when they first opened with the kids, and it was amazing. You know what I mean? They were getting, like, good talented kids, and now those kids are probably, like, teenagers now, you know?
Mm. Yeah.
And then they started incorporating adults and stuff, so, man, you're at a really good gym, especially with Terrence and Omar.
Oh,
Very
thank you,
good
bro.
dudes, man. Very good
Very,
dudes.
very good man. You know, I really like the culture that they built there. And I love how they're men of faith, just like how I'm trying to be, you know. Ever since I met Professor Omar and I reconnected with Professor Terrence, man, I've grown not only in my jujitsu, but just as a man and a father and a man of faith. I'm very happy to be part of their gym, part of their academy.
So where you at, what's your plans now for, like, are you at your weight that you wanna be at?
You know, it's hard to say because, like, you know, I was so big, right? I was so big and I'm so short. I'm only 5'7", but I ballooned up to 360. And dude, there's no way that's muscle, right? So
Yeah.
I'm dealing with a lot of extra skin. So I don't know like how much of the weight I'm bearing now is my skin. So I think later on down the line I'm gonna have to do some type of skin surgery. So we'll see from there. I don't concern myself too much with my weight right now. I'm really trying to look at my metabolic numbers, like blood sugar, blood
Nice,
pressure,
nice,
heart
yeah.
rate, stuff like that. We've seen a lot of big buff guys who end up having heart attacks, and they have no idea their blood pressure has just been high. Man, there's some jiu-jitsu practitioners, like, they'll roll and then literally right after the roll they pass away, right? So it's yeah, weight, I'm happy to be under 200 pounds, bro. Like, for 30 years of my life, my hips, my joints, my knees, my ankles, my
Feels
feet, they were
good.
carrying a lot of weight, dude. Now it just feels so much better. And I feels like I'm having a lot more fun again with jujitsus because, like, I'm relearning a lot of stuff. Shoot, I wasn't able to do this before. Like knee and elbow connection. Like, I wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to do that from like white to blue belt, dude, or even purple belt. I'm like, holy cow, man! Like, I can actually do this now, and like now I can Granby a little. I can Granby. Like, what? Like, so man,
Oh,
it's
I can just see,
yeah,
crazy,
dude.
yeah.
So it's uh this is an interesting level because I picked up a lot of like big boy habits, like relying on my weight a lot, but now I'm not as heavy as I used to be, and I guess my base isn't as good as I thought it was. So now I need to work on my base better and stuff like that. And of course, I'm getting older. Like, yeah, I'm lighter, but I'm getting older. And then, dude, there's like these freaking, I don't know, young blue belt. Like, dude, they're just so strong and athletic. And like, man, dude, here I'm like uncle here, like unk season.
No, man,
So
that's awesome, dude. Like, I have my buddy, man. I have one of my friends. He lives in Georgia, and he went from 315 to 185,
wow.
and he mentioned, yeah, you mentioned the skin stuff, right? And he went to go get a skin graft, so they just took a lot of the excess skin and then tightened up his midsection, man. And he his weight, because they took that off, dropped even drastically. But it's
Mm,
funny how you mentioned like blood sugar and cholesterols, right? And all those other things that we don't even like monitor, right? He found out that he would need a pacemaker. Although he lost all the weight, he needed a pacemaker because his heart was, I guess, his heart was working so fast
mm,
for a very long time. Now that the weight's down, the heart still can't, like, it's not comprehending. So he had to get a pacemaker. But lucky thing he got the weight down, because they wouldn't have put the pacemaker if he didn't get the weight down, which is like,
wow.
yeah, it's crazy. Like I was like, dude, I was like telling him, I was like, man, that's God speaking. You know what I mean?
Amen.
He literally told you, like, he literally like guided you in your mind to go lose the weight. You did the work, and now your life, you saved your own life, because now the doctors are like, hey, we can put in the pacemaker now. No complications. But man, this dude is doing triathlons. Let me tell you, yeah, this guy is doing triathlons, running, like he's like, I went running with him one time and I couldn't even keep up. Like, I was like, dude, this guy could go for days.
Wow.
But it's amazing, man. Like, Bong, it's amazing, man. The beauty of when the work is done, and you're continuing to do the work, and to see you thrive, man, and doing your daily life, being a father, dude. Hands down to you, bro. All the recipes you're giving on your dude, those are money. Those are key. Like, I was like, yo, I'm gonna try this. You know what I mean? Those things right there, man. Like, you change your life, but you're changing other people's life through just doing those small things like that. And
Man, thank
when
you,
I when
bro.
I when I came across your page, I was like, "Oh shoot, so this is Bong." I was like, "Oh dang, what the hell? This dude, he lost a lot of weight." Now I was surprised, and I was like, I was very happy. You know what I mean? I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna reach out to you. I want to hear your story, dude, and everyone needs to hear your story, because, like I said, you're out there giving free content on, like, this is how you make this dish, and this how much you should eat on this. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm eating here. And you, like I said, you did the work. You're reaping the benefits. You're sharing, you know what I mean? You're sharing some of your strategies. Gabe was just actually sharing some of his strategies too, with the whole cold brew and protein. You know what I mean? I
Mm.
was like, oh dang, I didn't really think about that. You know what I mean? Because I fast till dinner time, and I
Oh,
have to
nice.
fast for that. Like, have to fast for that, like that, for like another 2 weeks, and then I can start integrating a little bit more, healthier foods, because, now I'm gonna be at a calorie deficit, and my training, and I'm gonna need more like carbohydrates and more carbs, you know what I mean? Like, good carbs. But the fact that you mentioned that you're moving way more differently, and you're seeing the results in your jujitsu and the different moves you're able to do now, that's like, that's I say, that's the growth, and the development that you're saying, "I have to relearn this now because
Yeah,
now I did this work. I can relearn this now. Now I'm having fun and I'm enjoying it now," and that's
yeah.
not a lot of people probably can say they did that. Like, you could have just went to jujitsu and be like, "Bro, I quit this. I already did something hard. I'm not gonna do something else that's harder." You know what I mean? And you're just holding on in there. And a lot of people don't understand that. We talk about it with Gabe is that jujitsu is just more than you just doing a technique. It's a family, it's culture, but most importantly, it's your mental health. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like you, me, Gabe, everybody that in the jujitsu community, that's what we strive for, especially being on Guam. You know what I mean? You only see two roads, Marine Drive or you're going Barragata, every day. But every day you get to go to the gym and see that family, your second family,
Mm.
and enjoy that mental health break, from the bureaucracy of Guam.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and I that's something I miss, man, and I miss at home is the culture, man. I miss, just being able to go to the gym, and I haven't seen my brother all day, and my brother's there, you know what I mean? Training with him, or Lewis and Elijah, you know what I mean? Like that's one thing I miss in Guam because it doesn't matter if it was rain, shine, maybe almost typhoon, tropical weather, you're gonna go to the gym, and you're gonna see and you'll notice if someone's missing, you're gonna be like, "Man, this guy's been gone for like." Let me hit him up. He's been gone for like 3 weeks. How come he's not showing up?
Mm.
Oh, he's off island. Okay, hey, should have let us know, man. At least let me know where you're going. And that's the type of community we need, man. And you're a testament, bro, to having a community worth being in, Bong,
Thank you,
and like I
bro.
said, I'm proud of you, man. I'm very proud of how far you come in your journey, bro. Like
Thank
you
you, bro.
overcome so much like controversy. You overcame your own mind. You overcame death, in your family, and that was probably the hardest thing, and that's one thing that I've done is, when my mother passed away, I was able to go to jujitsu, you know what I mean? Like, a woman that raised me for 24 years, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
that's
man.
all I had and all I knew, and I literally dived into jujitsu, and then my world was just always, like, just copacetic when I went to jiu-jitsu, like, all my problems gone away and everything was gonna be alright. And to hear, like I said, to hear you go through that same process is confirming that jujitsu does save lives, does bring that sense of peace that we
Mhm.
have with ourself, but with life. And
Yeah, man.
I'm dude, like I said, bro, I'm really proud of you, man, and dude, you're doing amazing things for the community.
Oh, thank you,
Sharing
bro.
online, dude, doing real good, bro. Like I said, sharing what you know, your weight loss journey, your family, you know what I mean? Like, dude, that's a big thing.
Thank you,
And
man.
I'm so honored to just sit here and talk to you, man. Like, is
Oh, thank you, bro. I'm motivated by you too. My mom is still around, but nobody lives forever. That's one of the things I fear the most, But, just hearing that about you and like seeing what you're doing, right? Like you mentioned earlier, like something along the lines of using our story to help others or impact others, and you're doing that, And dude, I hope your podcast like just takes off, bro. I hope this takes off. I hope you continue to share and to learn. Man, let's keep doing good things because how old are your children now?
so I have four. I have an 11-year-old, 8-year-old, 11-year-old, 8-year-old, 10-year-old, and a 2-year-old.
Very
Yeah,
young, but they're growing, right? We know how fast time goes, and one of the scary things is like we're living in a digital era, right? Like we don't know what our kids are going to be watching on their phone, who they're going to be talking to, what they're going to be being exposed to. And bro, there is a lot of darkness and negativity on the internet. A
brother. Yeah,
lot. A
yeah.
lot.
Especially
And that's
Roblox.
yeah, man. More and that's what motivates me to push out my content because like, when my time is done, at least I want my son to stumble upon my content or look at my content and be like, "Oh, dang. Like my dad was trying to do some good." Like and I bro, like just being that obese and that out of shape and it just dude, it didn't feel good, bro. It really didn't feel good. There's this movement nowadays about obese positivity and like, of course, you don't want anybody to be depressed. You should be happy in your own skin. But the truth of the matter is, like, bro, being overweight, obese, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, like those are not healthy things, and like we look at how many of our my dad was diabetic. They cut off his leg, dude. My brother was diabetic. He died. And I'm like, bro, like I gotta put out this content so my son, who's gonna see other people's content eating like freaking deep fried Oreos and ice cream topped with sprinkles and all this other stuff, is gonna look so tasty. But I'm
Yeah.
like, no, son, like like it's gonna taste good for 5 minutes, but then like you're gonna feel it in for 5, 10, 15 years,
Yeah,
right?
no, 100%.
So yeah, man, we gotta stay encouraged. We gotta keep putting out we gotta keep shining Jesus' light through whatever medias we can, bro. Because like I said, there's a lot of darkness, there's a lot of negativity on the internet, and bro, we gotta shine some light.
Yeah, bro, and like I said, this is why I started this, man. It was like one day, me and my wife were on the couch, and she's like, "Man, you like talking to people?" I'm like, "I do." And she's like, "You have like a normal, like it feels normal for you, you know what I mean, to hear someone out because sometimes I'll be in public and I'll be like, hey, so what's your story? You know what I mean?" Then they start a stranger to start going off on it, and I'll be like, "Dang, so like, where do you think you're to go for that? You know, like where are you gonna go with that?" And they start keep opening up more. My wife's like, why don't you start a podcast? And I was like, I didn't think nothing of it. I was just like, nah, you know what I mean? But I woke up the next morning. I was like, you know what? I think it was God, man. It's honestly God's will doing. Like he was like, he gave me a talent to talk to people and connect with people. You know what I mean? And he was, you know what I mean? It felt normal for me to just like, I just set up one day. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go Amazon, buy a mic. I'm gonna see a program, and I'm gonna just go for it. And now I've been doing it. I just been connecting with old friends, old people. Now I'm connecting with you, Bong, and you know what I mean? Like, and hearing people out, you know what I mean? Like hearing people out and their stories and where they're going and what's it because like what you just said is like, we there's so much bad in this world, you know what I mean? And this is why I don't like I post my content on YouTube, Spotify, you know what I mean? I do on Instagram to promote it and it's out there now, you know what I mean? And our kids will see it and it's gonna be there for the rest of the cloud is existing.
Mhm.
But that's the reason I push content now, man. It's just to tell people's story, man. At first, I was like, you know what? Let me tell our people's story. But now it turned into like, let me tell everyone's story. You know what I mean? Let's not make it a Guam thing. Let's make it a universal thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So now I'm just like talking to people from different walks of life. You know what I mean? Getting the perspective in how they were raised and how they have to overcome challenges. Like the everyday person. And the everyday person is the one that's starting to rise up now, you know what I mean? It's the
Mhm.
everyday person that's making this life more value to life.
Mhm.
And this is why I started this, man. And I mean, like I said, I'm glad you jump on, man, share your story. And part if you have an advice to give someone that is wanting to lose weight, change their life around for their family, to better themselves, what is one advice you can give them to start?
One single advice for somebody who wants to lose weight for their family. Oh, that's a good one. Because there's so many. It's like, do this and this and this and this, right? But, as simple as it sounds, pick one small healthy habit and let it snowball from there.
Like
That's
it.
all it takes, man. Just one small habit. It could be going for a walk 10 minutes after you eat. It can be doing push-ups right before you eat lunch, but just let it kind of stack up, and then try a little bit more the next day. Like instead of 5 push-ups, I'm gonna do 7. Instead of 7 push-ups, I'm gonna do 10. Because like, man, like, dude, my health journey it was a long one, bro. There's how many times I took breaks, and oftentimes like, we feel like we have to sign up at the biggest baddest gym where we have to get the nicest clothes and the nicest gym bag and the best supplements and all of this and that. And like, no, man, dude, all you need to do is just one small habit and just keep stacking them, like what do we tell people about jujitsu? Like, bro, just start. Like,
Yeah.
just start. You don't need to get in shape to start jujitsu. You just need to go. right? So, and if a person has a family, I know I only gave said you said one advice, but what keeps me going a lot is like how do you want your kids to see you, when you're older, right? Like, do you want them to be driving you to dialysis, or do you want them to be uh or do you wanna be jogging with them, you know?
I
So
like
those are the
that, man.
things that keep in mind, man, 'cause, unfortunately, my dad, he wasn't into athletics. We tried, I even bought him jogging shoes, workout gloves, boxing gloves, but, it was hard for him to get in the habit, but, I love him, God rest his soul, but my son's not gonna be like that for me. Me and him are gonna be training jiu-jitsu together until my wheels fall off, bro.
I like it, man. Bro,
Yeah,
thank
man.
you so much, man. I really
Brother,
appreciate it,
this was
man.
a blessed conversation. I'm very happy to be on and connect. And bro, like what you mentioned earlier, God gave you a talent, and bro, I'm very happy that you're using his talent. Because it's like
Thank
the
you.
parable of
Yeah.
the talents, right? Like Jesus gave a talent to some people. He buried one, kept it hidden, took it away, right? But the ones who used their talents, he gave more talents to.
No,
So
I appreciate that, man. Like, really appreciate that.
bro, keep it up, man. And, I believe there's a spiritual battle. There's a spiritual battle going on between good and evil. And you're doing good work. And I know it's not easy. There's always going to be roadblocks. There's going to be doubts. There's going to be hard days. There's going to be podcasts with 5 views. There's going to be podcasts with 50 million views, but just keep going, bro. Just
I
keep
will.
on keeping on.
Thank you,
Keep
man.
on keeping on.
I really appreciate that, man.
You're welcome, brother.